We are off and rolling. Bottom of the pint, Larry Kruger, John Lund, watching Giants baseball. Giants down to the Twins. We had some technical difficulties. I'll be honest, it was me. I didn't have the game on. It took me a while. Just bear with me. Let's go. All right, welcome. Bottom of the pint, our Friday show. Johnny and I get together, we drink beers, we watch the Giants. I'm a little bit late. Why? Because I was at Niner rookie minicamp, and traffic is hell.
It is hell. Coming from down
and
there.
Art crashed earlier today or whatever, and you had a bunch of people who decided that, so that it was back up later, but a lot of people drove, so the Friday going home crowd was larger than usual. But we did see Niner rookie minicamp, and now we're here to drink some Sierra Nevada. I've got the Sierra right now.
You got a bomber right there. I love that.
Look
at you right out of the gate.
Friday.
Beautiful. You deserve it, man. That drive is not fun.
Dude, the drive sucks.
Yeah, driving from the South Bay up on 680
makes me like want to price a helicopter.
Exactly. I'm telling you, dude, it is brutal.
Though helicopters we know are not safe either. But
no kidding.
We're here to
action. There has been action, by the way. Willie Adames almost hit a home run. In fact, they called it a home run, but it was clearly foul. So then he gets called back to the plate, and the Giants don't score anything. And then in the first 3 pitches that Jordan Hicks threw, triple by Byron Buxton, he gets knocked in. So it's 1-0 Twins. And I think we're going top of 3 now on Apple TV. So there you go, down 1-0.
Damn that Trevor Larnach.
I know. I got to do my homework on the Twins. It's not like we see the Twins all that often, and we hate Minnesota right now anyway. But we don't see the Twins a whole lot. Like I know your Buxtons and your Brooks Lees and that kind of stuff. But I mean, I'm still thinking Kirby Puckett, Kent Herbeck, and Frank Viola when I'm thinking about the Twins. Like, come on, man.
It's funny if you say Giants Twins right now. If you just say Twins, my thought is, hey, one of the better teams in the American League.
Yeah.
They're 18-20, despite the fact they're 12-6 at home. You say Giants, you say, kind of middle of the pack club. No, the Giants are 24-14, and they're 12-9 on the road. They've been really good. The Giants have been a surprise, John, and I think it's our decision to go with the bottom of the pint that has invigorated the home 9. They know they're going to get primetime billing on a show with an audience on a Friday. And whether they're wearing the orange or just the regular roads like they're wearing tonight, I feel like they elevate. I think we're 3-1, maybe. I think we lost our last one. Yeah, we're 3-1.
The last one, I got to say, it's been a couple of weeks. We had the draft. We had a bunch of things going on. But the thing that was frustrating was, and this was our first one, and then they scored a bunch of runs late, was we have jinxed them a bit in terms of early runs. So like right now, for example, we're in the top of the 3rd, and lovely Lamont Wade Jr., who is what's he at, about $158? He's not even to the Mendoza line. I don't even what's like half of the Mendoza, because he was rolling at like 104, 108. I don't know what half of the Mendoza line is, but I think he's up in the like 150s now.
So 110. 200 is the Mendoza line, I believe.
He's hitting 158. I mean, what the hell is that? If he was a rookie, not only would he be would he be in the minors, they'd probably go all the way back to like Arizona Fall League. Like he just struck out. So it's like, it just shows you that they're just sitting there praying for Bryce Eldridge. Are they not? And I don't think this is negative. You and I have a thing with the bottom of the pint. We don't get negative, but he's hitting 158. And I know that they're like, well, God, we can't go out and get a first baseman because we got Bryce Eldridge, but Bryce Eldridge is like, he can't play defense. He might be a DH. Like, I mean, how long do you go with a guy hitting 150 friggin' 8? And it's not like he's a Gold Glover over there at first base. He's not JT Snow over there.
I mean, you go to what? It's May the 9th. You can't go into your.
That's what I'm saying. 6 weeks in,
but you can't go to your wife and kids and say, guys, we're going to go on a great vacation 3 summers from now. That doesn't fly.
No, man.
That doesn't work. Try that one on Mother's Day. Hey, honey, kids, gather around. We're going on our dream vacation. Yes, Dad. Yes. When? 2029.
That's a great call right there. Yeah.
2029.
So you're right. So, I mean, I don't know what they do. I mean, Flores, do they put him there? I mean, can somebody like we're watching right now, Rafael Devers is like, I ain't playing first base. And it's like, hey, dude, we're paying you so much money. You're playing where we tell you you're going to play. Like, can no one, and I'm not saying it's an easy position, but can no one pick up a first baseman's glove and it's got any kind of a stick? Like, they can't fit Matos in there on a regular basis. Now he's a little too short to play first, but can Ramos, the log jam in the outfield? Nobody can play first base. I mean, my God.
What's also disturbing is Bailey just can't hit a lick.
And then you get both those guys in there, right?
He just Cade swinging.
Yeah. You get them back.
We're not being negative. We're not being negative.
No, it's just it's reality is when you have Lamont Wade Jr. and look, they're playing great baseball. They're a great team, but what starts to happen is, Krug, and you know this, you start to have expectations. So now there's expectations. Now you say, okay, you got a first baseman hitting 158. You know that you're not taking Bailey out of there because of his defense. And oh, by the way, Koss is up now, and with Fitzgerald's injury, you basically have 3 guys at the bottom of the lineup. So the other 6, I got to go get a beverage. That looks so good what you just said. But you're looking at that nice amber color right there. That's beautiful.
That's a near perfect beer.
You needed that too, right? Didn't you? After that
drive?
I did. Because you know how many times I
don't even drink.
Driven that drive so much. That's a terrible drive.
I drank enough in college for the rest of my life. So I really seriously. I mean, it's funny. Gary used to be like, yeah, he fell asleep in a bush and threw up in a bag. And it's like, Gary, when you say that brings me back to my college days. And he'd be like, yes.
Oh, he's the greatest, man.
He was the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I drank enough in college for, so I don't have to ever drink again, probably. But I'm not a drinker. I'm not like I wish I was. I mean, I feel like that's a vice. I wish I could.
No, you're good. Honestly,
but I mean, there's something really like, I mean, I'm not saying like my mom and dad's era where like my dad wasn't a big drinker either. He was Italian and German. We would have wine. He would have wine with dinner. But like, or maybe a beer in the summertime. If it was warm, he'd have a beer. But he wasn't like a big, like if he went out to like a cocktail party, he would have like scotch or something,
right?
Bourbon.
Yeah.
And
it's
like, I just, I mean, I've had scotch, I've had bourbon, and I don't see the attraction, man. I'm a
big bourbon guy. I do love bourbon. I'm not a scotch guy. I'm not a scotch guy.
Gin, bourbon.
Yeah.
Me, they're all rough.
I like whiskey and bourbon, but the thing is, my dad, they used to, when they would leave town, he would lock their liquor cabinet, because I would drink the vodka, I would drink the rum, I would drink the whiskey. He would leave this out to just like tempt us. Like, how desperate are you guys? I'm not kidding. He would lock up the liquor cabinet, like you guys, he put a lock on it, would lock it up. He would leave on top of the liquor cabinet a big bottle of scotch, and he would, because he knew I hated it. It was almost like a test, like, how desperate are you to drink? I need to know, like, what kind of an alcohol problem do you have? Because if you have such an alcohol problem that you hate scotch, but you'll drink it to get the buzz, then okay, then go for it. And he would always come back and it would have full scotch, because I've never developed the taste for it. And I love bourbons and whiskeys and all that kind of stuff. I have never developed the taste for scotch. Never.
By the way,
just hasn't ever.
I have a special, having a special moment, in missing my dad tonight, because this for sure would have been a night that my dad would call me. Lar, where's the Giants game? What's going on? What's happening? What do I do? I need a code. Hold on. I'm gonna get your mother. I need a code, don't I? Damn it.
That's so classic.
And now I'm turning to him because I just went and got my younger son upstairs to get me going on my iPad here.
Well, it is funny. By the way, can we just say this, that I don't love the new City Connects for the Giants, but whatever the hell the Twins are wearing right now are atrocious. I mean,
they look like they're playing the Rangers.
Yeah, exactly. Like what? Like, I mean, they look like, I don't know what. I don't even know what to say about
Twilight Zone.
Like,
I'll say this. I do like that Minnesota's back outside, don't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Have you been in that market? Have you spent any time in that market?
No, but I have been to Target Field, and I have to say that, it just depends on what kind of field you like, right? Like I love Fenway and I love Wrigley and I love those old parks. But as far as the new parks go, I mean, PNC is, I did work in Pittsburgh. PNC is absolutely amazing, but nobody ever talks about Target Field. When people, talk about this is a newer field. What is it, within like 10 years, maybe? And it's a great park. It is a really nice park, I will say.
By the way,
nice park.
Kev has set the limit at
the
21.
Chugs.
Yeah, the chugs. We have to chug.
Oh, we're already at what, 3?
Yeah, we're at 3. He says we have to chug at 21 super chats. We have to chug a whole beer.
All right.
So there you
go. I'll leave you for less than 60 seconds. I got to get a gaggle of beers and I got to get a cup. We're doing renovations in the studio, so there's no shelf. I turned around like there was a shelf behind me, and there's not. We're doing some renovations here. We're getting a better background. So I almost feel like I'm in a movie or something. I got the white chair with the white background, but we're doing some renovations around here in the studio. So let me run and get a beer. I got to get some beers.
You're looking like your set is looking like super modern, or like you could be like a person. You look like you could be a personal assistant for like a female senator or something. You know,
it's amazing. Like, what I feel like it's like so antiseptic. Like there's just nothing. But we did a bunch of renovation here, and we're putting up a whole new set here. So that's kind of what we got going on here. But yeah, it looked, like I said, white chair, white background. It's a whole weird thing here.
Maybe a medical kind of an office.
Totally. It does. Doesn't it feel like that? It feels like I'm gonna do doctor talk right now.
If you could just fill out this form, and Beth will be with you in about 7.
Doesn't that drive me crazy? In today's, not to go on a tangent here, but in today's technological society, that you still have to go to the doctor and they make you fill out stuff. And it's like, well, wait a minute. You asked me to do that online. So I did. And I sent it in to you, and you're still handing me yes, you still have to handwrite this. It's like, why? Like, I just did this. Then I gotta fill out a form for 10 minutes to see the doctor that I already filled out online. I don't get it. Anyway,
by the time you get the appointment that you need, you can't even remember what you had.
Exactly.
Well, I think it was my arch was a little how's it feeling now? Yeah, it feels fine now. All right,
sterile. It's a sterile background is what it is.
Here's a drug. Thanks for the pill. 2,500. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I got to get that fixed up. Straight jacket room. There you go. Somebody said it's a straight jacket room. That's what it feels like to me. Like, it's like,
right. While you're getting your gaggle of beers together, I will hit the supers here.
All right, hit him up.
All right, Fuji Simeon in the house. He says, "Where's the grill cam, John? Where's the grill cam?" When John gets back, we'll throw that to him. We got Fuji saying, "Any updates on the new media broadcast partner?" No, we have no update on that. At least I have no update on that. I have updates on Niner Minicamp, if that would help you. Mark Graves says, positive Wade isn't on the bingo card batting average. Yeah, what's going on with Lamont Wade? Just not swinging the bat really at all. The one thing he thought was for sure was that guy would hit for an average and get on base. And he's not, and it's like not a great defensive player. There were a lot of Giants fans, excuse me, when I was saying they need to upgrade first base, go get Pete Alonso, go get, Reese Hoskins. And a lot of Giants fans were pushing back saying they're fine with Lamont Wade and Wilmer Flores. And I just felt like, how could that possibly be the case? This is the franchise that had Will Clark, that had Willie McCovey, that had, Giant first baseman. I mean, it's a major. The Giants have always had somebody good at first base, it seemed like. And now you're just totally, thoroughly satisfied at a total offensive position with Flores and Wade as your platoon. That's just so weak and so lame. I mean, it's like, go with something better. And that's why, in a way, I'm kind of encouraged about the Giants, because there are a bunch of first basemen who can hit out there. It's not like you can't find a first baseman that can hit. I
on a 1-year contract too. You don't have to worry about Eldridge. Get one on a 1-year contract, because Eldridge isn't going to be ready. Like, everybody was thinking he was going to be ready. We saw in spring training. Plus, he's got to work on his defense. Like, right now, he's a DH. If he came up and he's, it's not like he's not going to cover off the ball. So, Yeah, it's going to be a minute. They got to get a guy at the deadline right now. And I know, nobody trades this early, but the Padres did trade for Luis Ariz. Remember, that was early last year.
Yeah.
Like really early last year. So,
hey.
I mean, they could. I mean, you'd have to pay a lot, but I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like, dude's hitting 158 and Patrick Bailey's in the lineup and he's going to stay because he's such a great defender. So, and then with Fitzgerald out of the lineup, Costa's running out there. I mean, I can't believe the way the offense is performing, given to the fact that you've got 3 guys in your lineup that are.
I mean, I don't even care if the guy can play first base. You just need a bat. Right. The Braves are still sub 500. There's a lot of smoke around about Marcell Ozuna getting moved.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
I mean, he's a DH, but what the heck? Why not? That's the kind of bat that the Giants need in the middle of their lineup. They need another bat. I mean, if they get another bat, I kind of feel pretty good about them. I mean, I really do.
Yeah, because, the thing is, the way that Robbie Ray is pitching, I mean, Logan Webb's Logan Webb. The way Robbie Ray is pitching, Verlander is coming around. Roop has kind of been up and down. We'll see with Hicks tonight what he does. He's kind of been up and down, but you got Birdsong there. You got Harrison throwing upwards at 96, 97, 98. So so you have some depth there. Your bullpen's good. I'm a little worried about Walker. I mean, the fact that he's talking about his mental game and he's kind of struggling in that regard, but still, that bullpen has a lot of good arms. So starting pitching, they're going to be good. The bullpen is absolutely great. They've got enough sticks as long as they can, like you said, they got to upgrade at first base. You're not taking Bailey out of the lineup. So first base is glaring right now, big time.
Jung-Hoo Lee with the ground out to first to end the inning. So we go to the bottom half. 1-0 Twinkies. 1-0 Twinkies. We got this one here from Fuji Simeon. I think I got the yeah. Fuji Simeon says Wade needs to get with a big girl to rid his slump.
Remember Mark Grace? Mark Grace with the old Slump Buster. Remember that one? Was that on the Jim Rome show? He talked about the Slump Buster. Yeah.
Wow.
Mark. Wow. You go back. It's Mark Grace on the Jim Rome show telling Jim Rome about slump busters, and if they would, if they get in these big slumps, they would try to find a big girl, and they called them slump busters, and that's what they did on the road. Hopefully, they were not, they were not then not married or had a girlfriend or something.
Yeah,
they would go out.
I'm sure it was all very, very, very nice. It was
they're and not to stereotype. Sure they are. They are in a Midwestern city. I mean, I bet you could find one. I mean,
yes.
I mean, pretty much, you probably could find one.
Maybe even more than one. I'm not suggesting more than one. I'm not. Come on, guys, get your head out of the gutter. Fuji Simeon says Goldschmidt is looking good.
Is he? I haven't looked at his numbers. Does he have good numbers
for the Yankees?
I mean, somebody, but they're in contention. They're not going to get rid of him. I mean, you got to look at somebody. Like, do the Rockies have anybody? I mean, they're already out of it.
I'll say this: I like
McMahon,
the infielder for the Rockies. Nice. Yeah, I mean, he can play second, he can play third, he probably could play a little first.
Yeah. God, anybody but what Lamont is doing. Nothing against Lamont, but dude, like you said, you're 6 weeks into the year, man. I mean, if I guess they feel like they don't have another first baseman, and I understand that Bob wants to stay with veteran players, but it's not like he's that great anyway, right? It's not like, we're waiting for Lamont Wade Jr. because usually he's hitting 20 bombs and knocking in 80 runs. No, he's not. Like, even his upside is not all that great. So it's not like you're waiting on something to happen. Yeesh.
It's really quite amazing if you look at it. The Giants are 10 games over 500, despite the fact that Bailey's hitting 192. Yeah. Wade's hitting 157. Chapman's hitting 218. Adames is hitting 227.
Yeesh.
I mean, thank God for Jung-Hoo, who's hitting 290.
And Yastrzemski's off to the start. He's off to.
Yaz is off to a good start. That's not normally
the case.
Flores has been off to a pretty good start. So, yeah.
I mean, you've got some teams, the White Sox.
Need some of their guys to come around.
The White Sox stink. I mean, Cal's Andrew Vaughn. Like I said, I haven't looked at Vaughn, but they're 10-28. They're already out of it.
Yeah, he's a good hitter.
Miami's 14-22. They're already out of it. Pittsburgh's 12-26. They're already out of it. Colorado's 6-31. They're already out of it. So is there anybody on the, because the thing is, there's a few teams that you'd think, okay, they're probably out of it, but you just don't know. But I mean, the teams that I just rattled off, they're done. Like we're 6 weeks into the season, they're done. So you could call and just say, is there somebody?
Because here's the thing about that.
Yeah,
Andrew Vaughn's hitting 190 and Luis Roberts hitting 189. So they have also Miguel Vargas, who's a good hitter from the Dodgers, who's playing first for them. He's hitting 215.
Is that maybe a situation where you're just on such a bad team that you're just you're just kind of down? And if you went to another team, maybe you could start swinging the stick, because Andrew Vaughn is just way too good of a hitter to be hitting 190.
Totally.
I mean, just way too good of a hitter to be doing that. It just seems that Luis Roberts, same thing. Like, just seems to me that they're on the White Sox going, we suck so bad. And they would, a change of scenery for one of those two guys would be massive. Huge.
To me, if you could make like one trade and get like a couple bats, like a Vaughn and a Vargas, or a Vaughn and a Robert or something like that, and then make one other trade and see if you could get that one, that one Sandy Alcantara or some good, rotation piece. I think that might be enough. I think it might be enough. I mean, the thing about the Giants is that the Dodgers and the Padres are really good. So those are definite playoff teams, but I think the Giants can be a playoff team.
I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, at this point, I know we're 6 weeks in, but at some point you just stop saying small sample sizes, which is one of my least favorite terms anyway when it comes to sports. I mean, look, to me, the Giants are legit. If you just look at what they do from a pitching standpoint, they're good. Logan Webb, Robbie Ray, Verlander is going to be good enough. They've got depth in that rotation. The bullpen is one of the best bullpens in the league, and you can just see it. I know that Walker's struggling a little bit, but all of a sudden, Camilo Doval is starting to pitch really, really well, and Randy Rodriguez is legit. And they've got enough guys in that pen. The pen's going to hold up. I think the pitching's going to hold up. We always pray for 4 runs for the Giants at home, and they've shown the ability to score some runs. Now, part of that is Mike Yastrzemski, Jung-Hoo Lee. Can they keep those things up? I think they can, but like you said, you cannot have at the bottom of the order, and hopefully Tyler Fitzgerald gets back quickly, but you can't have at the bottom of the order right now and be sustainable Patrick Bailey, Lamont Wade Jr., and Koss at the bottom of that thing, because those guys at 7, 8, 9 are just they're giving you nothing. And especially in the Koss, okay, they'll get him replaced or whatever, but in Bailey's not going anywhere. So the Giants have to be having internal discussions about Lamont Wade Jr., right? I mean, it's early in the season, we get it, but at some point you're like, dude, it's been 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Like, if he was a younger player, he'd have been out of here a couple of weeks. Like, Matt Shaw was a big-time hot shot prospect for the Cubs this year, and they started him at third base. He was down in the minors like 3 weeks in, and they were like, okay, young player needs more seasoning. Like, at some point, when do you say, okay, Lamont, like, if we can't move you, which obviously we can't, you got to go down to Sacramento then and find your swing. Like, oh, you got a strain. No, I don't. No, you have a strain. Like, go work on it.
They got to have somebody in AAA swinging the bat, right?
Better than that.
I'll say this for the Giants, though. I mean, they lose 2 in a row to the Padres, and then they lose that first game, on the road trip to finish the road trip, or the 2-game road trip. And then they come back for the Rockies. They lose the first game, and you're thinking, maybe they're going to go on a little bit of a slide. Immediately, they win 5 out of 6.
Absolutely.
And, they're in this game in the 4th inning, though the Twins are threatening with a man on second. Looks like 1 out. Hicks on the mound. This is a guy that I really kind of wish they would flip Hicks to the bullpen and give themselves another young starter spot in the rotation. He's 99 right there on the gun, but this guy's fastball ramps up so significantly out of the bullpen. I just am so intrigued by adding that kind of power arm to your pen, especially since we know this guy's going to run into an absolute freaking wall in
like he did last year.
Yeah, in July or August, and it's going to be ugly. And the thing about it is, when your starter runs into a wall like that, you wind up losing like 3 or 4 games figuring out that he ran into that wall.
Well, the other thing with him too is, I know Birdsong had a tough outing in Chicago against the Cubs the other night. I talked to the guy last year on the patio, super mature, very smart, knows what he's doing. I think some of it was he was a little too amped up. He was a Cubs fan growing up, and he's from that part of the country. Maybe that's an excuse. But he didn't pitch well at Wrigley Field, but just about every other time out, he has pitched amazingly well. And I would just think at some point, whether it be Landon Roop or whether it be Hicks here, at what point do you just go, Birdsong's just too good?
He struck him out.
Some shots. That was nice. But like
Strike,
you said, as far as
strike
Hicks
three
is
called
concerned,
on that one. Is this a strike,
Ty
Johnny?
France.
Or was this outside? Was this off the plate?
Let's see.
Jeffers.
I still think that I don't know why they're not doing the. Oh, I thought that was Ty France.
Yeah,
Let's
that
see.
was looked low and away, man.
Yeah, that was not a strike. It's not even close to a strike.
Low and away.
They need to do the balls of strikes. I mean, I hate more replay, but God, they tap their head in the thing. By the time the ball's back to the pitcher, you have the verdict. You know,
base hits are right. Twins get a run.
Score.
Runner out at second. 2-0 Twins. Going to the fifth. Looks like.
Yep.
Well, Giants got to score some runs. Giants getting no hit right now.
Yeah. the thing that's scary is about them is, Yaz is playing above his head as far as hitting is concerned. We're not exactly sure on Jung Hoo Lee, but he's off to an amazing start. Adames is starting to pick it up. He almost hit a home run in the first inning. It was darn close. Like you said, Chapman it doesn't have a good batting average, but he is getting on base. But still, you need to drive the ball if you're Chapman. But a lot of their guys in their lineup can be hot and cold. They could be a team that could get no hit because 7, 8, and 9 in their order are automatic outs. And so you got 6 guys in your lineup, and the 6 guys can be kind of hot and cold in that lineup. Jung Hoo Lee's been really, really good. But other than that, guys can be hot and cold. We know Yastrzemski's hot and cold. So I'm not calling a no-hitter. And wouldn't that be just exactly perfect for bottom of the pint? Like, we got to drink for runs. At some point, we may have to start drinking for like strikeouts or something. We may have to adjust this thing. But what are we in the 5th? Are we going
in the fifth?
Something like that? Yeah, we're going to the 5th.
We got this one from Fuji Simeon, John No Grill.
Oh, I know. You know what? And here's the thing, Fuji, and I know I make excuses every week. I cleaned up the grill area. It is so nice today. Maybe you know what I might do? Maybe I'll take the phone out there. I can switch this thing up and do a grill cam.
Look at you.
But I cleaned it all up. My wife was all over me about it. She was getting all over me about it because she's like, the side of the house is the only place that is dirty, and it's all your grills. You got 3 grills over there. Do you need 3 grills? No, I don't have 3 grills. I have a smoker, I have a flat top, and I have a grill. There's 3 different things, and you need all of them. Sometimes you're smoking meat, sometimes you're grilling burgers, sometimes a flat top, like all the breakfast stuff. You throw, you got a bunch of people, and you do a big breakfast on a flat top. I'm like, I need all 3. That's like the rest of the house is all hers. Like this room's going to look like this, and this room's going to look like this. I get this area that I'm in now, which is separate from the house, which is nice, a studio, which is about 10 by 16. And then I get the grill area, which is a tiny side of the house, which is near the garbage for God's sake. That's all I get. And I still get grief.
That ain't right.
And I still get grief. Like, that grill area is just not going to hack it. Like, you got to clean that up. So anyway, maybe I'll do some video there.
Yeah, we're going to need some video breakdown. You got to tell her to chill. You got to tell her to chill. I mean, she's just got.
You probably have more control over your domain than I do.
Pretty good deal going right now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm like, come on, man.
What if you try to go down that road on Mother's Day weekend? Hey, look.
Oh, bro, that's a great
point. Got a pretty good thing going.
You're right about that. I decide to fight her on the grills. You know what I'm going to do? Not only am I going to keep those 3, I'm getting another one. Oh my God! You said,
I thought I was like Johnny ahead of the game, like planning my Mother's Day weekend plans for next weekend. Then I found out it was this weekend.
Oh, it is. Did you get a? You got to get. All you got to do.
I have to accelerate. I got to accelerate the plan.
All you got to do for the guys out there, just get a brunch reservation. That's all you got to do, man. Go to brunch, and who doesn't like brunch? You have some drinks. It's in the morning. Like, I think I have an 11 o'clock. Actually, your way. I'm going to be in the Creek on Sunday for a fine brunch at about 11 o'clock. And that's all I did. There's a place called it's called Main Street Kitchen in Walnut Creek. It's a great spot, great breakfast spot, but real good. And you get a reservation there, and you bring the kids or whatever, get some flowers for Mother's Day. You know what I tried a couple years ago, and this was a really bad move on my part. My wife says to me, what are we doing for Mother's Day? I go, you're not my mother. that did not go over well. It is true, but it didn't go over well. All right, Wilmer Flores, by the way, up.
You go with the gift. Do you wind up going with a gift that sends her on her way by herself?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
you like a massage or something like that?
Spa day?
Yeah, spa day.
Like, all right, here's your day. See ya.
That's a
pick you
pretty
up
good
later,
call by you. That's a pretty
which
good call by you.
then that gives us a free Sunday to do whatever we want. As just have to worry
Boy,
about
you
picking her up.
know what? You're a thinker. You're smart. By the way, Wilmer Flores just hit a rocket to short, but still no hits.
I'm thinking about, I'm just going through some ideas. I'm a think tank.
That's a really good idea. I would think, just off the top of my head, that she would probably rather get away. That she'd, spa day is a good call. I mean, I said brunch, but maybe your wife is.
No, what I'm thinking. No, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we stayed on our wedding night.
Yeah.
At the Claremont.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Giants being no hit through 6 now? Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Flores hit one hard, but it doesn't count. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
I'm thinking maybe I go Claremont brunch and then some spa day. What do you think?
Oh, that you'll be on top of the world.
Yeah.
It's a great call.
It's hard to beat that.
Well, I mean, Mother's Day is one of those things. Valentine's Day is like it. Birthdays are like it. You can just stay above water. You're not going to get major points. Just got to stay above water. And while it is true, and I tried this,
take a nice controlled swing. Don't try to hit it out of the park.
Right. Exactly. And I did try the whole. If people are thinking about this, I did try the whole. Hey, you're not my mother. That doesn't work. So if you wake up on Sunday and she says, "What are we doing today for Mother's Day?" and you say to her, "You're not my mother," it's not going to go over well. I'm just saying, one thing to do too is make sure the kids, they have cards or something. Make sure they're prepared, because again, especially if they're younger, she's going to look at you and go, why aren't there cards here? At the very least, why don't the kids have cards? Because that's up to you. And like I've got, me and you are in the same boat. I've got the one at college. He's not going to do anything. But then we have an 7th grader and a 9th grader, and they should have cards on their own, but they probably don't. So I have cards, and that's just a lot easier. Just hand them each a card. They're beyond the let's make a card thing. Hand them each a card. They have a card. You get some flowers. You go to brunch. Your money if you do a spa day like you just said.
Yeah,
you're good. Yeah. But you've got to do something for Mother's Day, even if she's not your mother, your wife, mother of your kids. You got to do something.
You got to do something. It's gonna be it'll be a lonely night at the inn. Prophet says, Larry's draft crush, Boo Boo Bear Stewart, already causing problems.
Oh, what did he do?
Bengals. So I looked
what
it
happened?
up. Shamar Stewart has yet to sign his rookie contract with the
so
Bengals,
he didn't show up,
causing him to miss his first practice with the team.
Why wouldn't he sign it? You don't even negotiate that. It's already slotted in. Like where you got picked is when you're getting paid.
That agent almost, huh?
Ooh, that's bad. That isn't a good start. Like Michael Crabtree kind of a start, right? Where it's like
I saw Mikael Williams today. Mikael Williams.
Oh, was that?
Yeah. It was a very interesting day for the 49ers. One, Curtis Rourke did not practice, but the offensive coordinator really likes Curtis Rourke.
Clint Kubiak?
Yeah.
Or Clay Kubiak. Sorry, Clint Kubiak, Seattle. Clay Kubiak.
Yeah. Clay Kubiak really he really talked him up yesterday. But there were some guys who opened eyes today. One, the Niners brought in Marcus Ware, the center. He's actually an offensive tackle.
Montana State. You liked him.
Yeah, I really liked him. He went undrafted, and I guess he went unsigned as an undrafted guy. Anyway, they brought him in today, and I thought he looked really good. Long arms.
Did you talk to him?
No, didn't
you tell him what kind of crush you had on him?
Yeah, no.
You didn't have like a Willie Lampkin crush, but you had
not Willie Lampkin. But
you didn't have that kind of crush.
I did identify him as an offensive lineman that I really like. Why? Because he at all the drills and the one-on-ones, I've watched a lot of those drills. I want to see a guy who can lock out and keep the defensive lineman at the end of his reach, if possible, for as long as possible, and stay centered and be able to move laterally without losing power and be able to anchor and fire his hands with violence. This guy does it, man. This guy does it. And he played right tackle at Montana State. And I don't think he's a tackle in the NFL. I think he's a center, but he looked good today. He really did. I remember a lot of people saying, I watched a piece on him. I don't remember who produced it. Might've been NFL, might've been online. I don't remember, but they told his whole story, and a lot of people had him as a center, so that's good. Liked him.
Not
liked
ripping
him
Brendel, but come on, man, let's go.
I'll give you a couple guys though. Corey Kiner, the running back from Cincinnati, who was undrafted, who started at LSU, transferred because he wanted to be closer to home. He had a nice run today. I mean, both these running backs are built exactly the same, and they're both like thick shorter, thick backs who can run and cut and great contact balance. This guy, Corey Kiner, had a beautiful run today, and you can just tell. I mean, this guy's a good running back, man. I was
they have a history of being able to do it, right? They have a history. I mean, don't take one in the third round, but free agent guys went under John and Kyle. By the way, 2-0 in the fifth, 1 out. Harrison Bader. I didn't even know he was playing for the Twins, and the Giants are being no hit. Carry on. Just wanted to update.
Well, no, I mean Harrison Bader doesn't. I mean this Giants Twins game. It's like, how do we appreciate the Twins if we can't even see them in their actual uniforms?
Exactly. It's throwing me off, man.
I mean, maybe you should play this the charade of uniforms for when they play the A's or.
It's just a horrible uniform. I don't like to complain about stuff all the time. But it's a horrible uniform. I mean, it's just a horrible uniform. Even then, he rips one to left.
Uniforms should have some relation to your actual colors. I mean, the Twins are a navy and red, and they look like the Warriors. Like, this looks like a Warriors on. This looks like a Warriors off-season, get together batting practice or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why the designers couldn't be better. Should be better. But anyway, we complain about that. How did our guy Mikael Williams look? He looked big. I saw some video of him. He looked big, wearing 98.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I mean, he's a big boy. He's big. He's athletic. He's got long arms. I think he's going to be really good against the run. I'll tell you what was amazing. I stood next to Alfred Williams. Alfred Williams.
Oh my God.
Is every bit.
You remember how you're talking about Collins or
Alfred Collins?
The second round pick. Because I was going to say Alfred Williams, the former Bronco.
Yeah, I remember him. He was a good pass rusher.
He was huge. He was like 6'7".
Yeah, and he was quite a bit thinner.
By the way, Cody Clemens is. I didn't even realize Cody Clemens was on the Twins. Kid. My God, Cody Clemens. Anyway, carry on. Yeah, I don't think he's very good. I think he hit a home run the other night. I did see, but yeah, that's kind of a lot of pressure. Your Clemens kid.
First one
pressure, kid. Don't worry.
First one went inside all the way to the backstop. Now you got a Bader on second.
Yeah, he's Hicks is normally 5 and fly, so Bob is going to give you a little advice. Even at 54 pitches, might want to get the pen up. Just saying. And your offense doesn't look.
I'll say this about Alfred Collins. Alfred Collins is every bit as big and as wide naturally as Javon Kinlaw. It's amazing. I thought Kinlaw was like one of a kind. Nope. This guy is the exact same build. He's got just tree trunks for knees. I mean, I've never the widest knees I've ever seen in my life. This guy is just naturally massive. Now, my concern, Cody Clemens hitting the foot.
I told you, get the pen up. I just told you. The dude looks like Nuke LaLue. She just threw it to the backstop. Now he just hit Cody Clemens in the foot, and he's got 2 on and no out, or 1 out.
Come on, Nick. Man. How am I going to drink this beer?
Exactly.
My God,
the only thing that scares me, tell me this, because when they drafted him, and I went back to read his bio, and Lance Zierlein, who does a great job with it in NFL.com, he's out of Houston, and he does all the write-ups for NFL.com, and his comp was Javon Kinlaw. And Collins, like you said, is 6'6". And I don't know if I want my defensive tackles to be 6'6". I want them to be 6'1". I want them to get leverage. I want them to get underneath pads. And just by its very nature of your 6'6", the ball's snapped, and the first inclination is you stand up and expose your chest, and you get put on roller skates like Kinlaw did so much. So can a 6'6" guy be effective inside? Because your technique better be damn good. Because at 6'6", it's hard to get down low and get leverage.
Yeah.
And so then no matter how big you are, okay, you're 330 and you're hard to move, but these guards, they'll just get underneath you and they'll just lift you up. And we saw, how many times did we see, especially in that Philly championship game, where Kinlaw was just on skates and they were laughing at him. I mean, they were literally laughing at him, going, "Come on, man." Okay, by the way, Hicks just gave up a single, and then it was bobbled in the outfield by Ramos, and they scored a run. Bob, for the third consecutive batter, get someone up in the pen. Get someone up in the pen. They're not hitting. Like three might as well be 6. Like at points during the game, and I like Bob Melvin, but it's like, dude, he wild pitch, hits a guy. You know, I mean, it's like, come on, man. Look at that. He just lives a spinner right in the middle of the plate for Buxton. He's lucky he got it back and was only a single. Come on, bro.
It's a good-looking yard, man.
It is. It's a nice place. It's a nice yard.
Except, is that a gigantic dog head I see there?
Come on, Ramos.
Do they have a gigantic dog head?
That? I didn't even see that.
They have like a gigantic Spuds McKenzie dog
They
head.
must have just brought that in for advertising. I don't remember that.
Jeez.
I've only been there once, but I don't remember a giant Spuds McKenzie, but they could have added it.
That's leaning into Spuds.
3-0 might as well be 30-0 today.
3-0 Giants. Come on, Giants. We're going to be positive.
Yeah, I'm going to be positive.
Positive.
Yeah, somebody brought up Buckner. That's true. I mean, Buckner and Armstead were really big, but you got to have good technique. Is I guess my point is that if you're going to be 6'6", if you're going to be one of those big trees inside, then you got to have the good technique. And I hope Collins does.
Yeah, you got to
play I like CJ. I like CJ West, man. What's he 6'1"? He's like 6'1", 320. Like that dude. Like try to move that dude. Like best of luck with that.
He looked great today too.
Did he?
Yeah, he does. He does. He's just got anchors and he's athletic and you can just tell he's just a great he's a badass, man. He is a real badass. Yeah, he looked good. Nick Martin looked good. Upton Stout. He looked good.
Can that kid play? He's just an inside guy,
athlete.
but he's an
athlete though, man.
You tower over him. Can he play at his size? Can he be effective at his size?
Oh, he's tough. I thought he looked good, but there was a couple guys though. Let me see here. Let me look at this.
It was right down the middle. What's like the one pitch? The guy had a beef, but not that one. That was right in the corner. Very nice. Very nice.
I had my list. They had here it is.
So 3-0, by the way, if you just tuned in. 3-0, bottom of 5. Jordan Hicks is spinning it, and the Giants still do not have a hit. What if they throw a no-hitter when we're doing this? That would be bad.
We'll have to really slam for the
By the way, how many do we got? We got 9. What did Kevin set it at? 20? We need 20, and we'll chug one. And maybe that'll change their luck. Oh, pass ball. Come on, Bailey. Let's go.
We'll hit a couple more of these. Where's my roster? Anyway, they did I have some notes, but they had some interesting guys today. Like I'll give you a couple of them that I thought were interesting. Well, first of all, CMC's looking good. Purdy's having a good off season. The quarterbacks all sound like they're looking pretty good. Today, to me, the guys today that really stood out, Corey Kiner, the running back, had an explosive run. The other guy was this Isaiah Nair, this receiver who's a rookie from Nebraska. This guy almost has to be seen to be believed. He had the play of the day today, just a go pattern down the sideline. And this guy's 6'4", 220 with 35-inch arms and 40-inch vertical. 40-inch vertical. And he runs 4.4 flat. And he goes down the sideline, and the quarterback, I forget who it was, maybe Mordecai, led him a little bit. So we got to see him kind of full throttle, open it up, and then full arm length, reach out for it. And this guy made this ridiculous catch. It was one of the biggest highlights I think I've seen in a long time.
If you're 6'4", 220. Huge, fast, raw, long-armed receiver with 40-inch vertical. I was going to say,
how about that?
If you have all that stuff, then I was thinking he had stone hands, but that's nice that he makes that catch. By the way, the Giants get out of the inning finally, so we go to the top of the 6th, and they're down 3-0 with no hits. So let's get the supers going because we need to change the mojo here. I'm ready to chug a beer.
I know.
I've got a number of different varieties. I have the Anchor Hazy IPA. I got a Stella here. I don't even know what the hell this is. I got a I don't know what I got. It doesn't even say. It's an IPA though. I know that. It's very nice.
Fuji says Jokic just came in dressed in the,
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
Joker outfit.
I did see that. He's a
Fuji
badass.
says Twin City Connect represents Lakes of Minnesota.
Yeah, and I understand that, but it's like it's blue with like stripes and yellow, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if you were like this just in, there's all these really cool graphics that you could do. Like you don't have to do like this is not the 1950s. Like you could do really cool graphics on there and all sorts of lakes, and like if you're gonna do it, go for it. Like what's this? Like I don't know, man. There's all these great designers. Like what is Major League Baseball doing? It's just a bunch of interns doing this stuff because you look at these uniforms, you're like, man, that could be really like, okay, you're the land of 10,000 lakes. That could be really cool.
Okay,
like,
so
it could be really cool.
If you want a winner, what you do is you take some retro uniform, from a bygone era, 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s. And then you dress it up with a little bit of modern flair, same color scheme, and there you have it. Yeah. That's it. Maybe you inverse the color of the hat. So how about a white Dodger hat with a blue logo? How about an orange Giants hat with a black logo? How about, you could mix it up.
Lamont's 0-2, by the way.
Just go with like the Astros uniforms from the 70s, but then give them like a modern flair.
Right. Yeah. Right? That would be cool if they went back to that.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. Then you would get, first of all, these uniforms are so freaking old that they're new uniforms to the young crowd.
Right, that's a good point.
I mean, they're brand new, and you knew they were, and that's gonna appeal to the old crowd because they're gonna like the comfort of the retro uni. And you have winner, but they can't fucking figure it out.
So stupid.
These guys are playing the All-Star game might as well be playing the All-Star game in I don't know. I mean, in police uniforms or acting like a costume party, because why have every All-Star wearing a drab gray uniform that on the shoulder has a kind of subtle Twins logo that nobody could see unless you're staring at it on TV or you're standing right next to the guy. Anybody like in the fifth row has no idea what team that guy plays for. Why? No. Why is that better? Put these guys in their freaking uniforms.
Yeah, it's a terrible look. I'm not a fan of what they're wearing tonight. Lamont Wade Jr., I know this, you'll be shocked to hear this, but there being no hit in the sixth inning, popped to right field on a 3-2 count, and now it's Patrick Bailey's turn, and after that, it's Koss. So I mean, they're probably getting
no hits.
Yeah, they know.
We will chug, by the way.
Yeah. We have to chug for a hit, right?
When the Giants get a record a first hit. Yeah, as soon as the Giants get a hit, is it a perfect freaking game?
God, I'm trying to think. I don't know that anybody's reached base.
Let's see. Is this a perfect game?
It might be, and it's Chris Paddack. My God, really? I mean, geez, give me a break. Let me look here. If it's a perfect game, somebody will probably beat me to it. But
I see no walks.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's been on. So yeah, perfect game. Yeah, because they're gonna go 6, 7, 8 here. So yeah, or sorry, 7, 8, 9 here.
Oh wait, here we go. Caught.
You were so optimistic.
Here we go. Yeah,
that's probably their best chance right there. That's probably their best chance, and that wasn't even really a hard hit ball.
All right, we're through 6. We're through 6 now. No. We got a couple more supers here. Chug when the Giants record their first hit.
I mean that's what we're down to now. So we've got we got 2 outs in the 6th. So we got Koss, but
Joseph Ehrenberg. Any possible chance Isaiah Nayer plays this season? Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, you never know. But I'll say this: today, this guy had the greatest athletic highlight on the field. Oh, there we go. Base hit.
Well, goes Oppo. Oh, right over the second baseman. All right, I'm going to pop one of these open here because I already have one going.
Koss?
Yeah, of all people. Their number 9 hitter gets a hit.
Thank you, freaking Koss. I have no idea your first name.
Christian Koss, isn't that what it is? I don't know. I know he wore 85 in spring training, and now he's wearing 50. That doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence. It shouldn't matter. All right. All we need, poking a pop here. Let's go. Let's go, Mike Yastrzemski. Let's do this.
There we go. I slammed.
Oh, come on, dude.
Did you throw one back?
Yeah, I'm letting this foam hit down a little bit, and then I'm going to get this sucker.
The cost man?
Yeah, here's to the cost man. Let's see it. Now he's going to lose it because he's got to be from the stretch now. Paddack's got to be on the stretch. Boy, and it's even worse because Paddack's got the high stirrup socks in yellow way up high. That got just a terrible, terrible look. I remember, who was it?
I bought some hazy IPAs. Have you ever had those?
Oh, yeah, they're so good. I have one right here. This is a tropical hazy IPA by Anchor.
Here we go. Deep drive to left. Caught.
He knew it right when he hit it. Man, that thing kept carrying, though, a little bit. Yeah, well, they got a hit. So I guess we got to do that. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors to 1, no runs, 1 hit. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Twins, not dressed like the Twins, leading the Giants, who get their first hit. Back to you, Larry.
Yeah, I do think Isaiah Nayer plays this season. I think I'll say this. I can't remember a guy that had all the traits that this guy has. And watching him, he's just a big, rangy, long-armed, fast receiver. I mean, he's raw. You know what made a nice play today was Tariq Owens. He made a nice dive, leaping grab.
You know, my son had him on at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he looked improved. He looked improved.
He's really slow. I mean, he's in the 4.7s, right?
The guys though that look good to me out of nowhere was Marcus Ware, the interior offensive lineman from Montana State. Wasn't expecting to see him at this workout. He was there. I thought he looked good. The Niners also brought in James Burgess. He's from Alabama State, one of the HBCU schools. I saw him in the HBCU All-Star game. This guy is kind of an Ahkello Witherspoon body, right? He's big. He's like 6'3", 6'4".
Witherspoon was big and long. He just didn't get it done with the Niners.
This guy's really, really long. Today, I thought his mirroring skills were, John, I'm not even joking with you. I thought his mirroring skills today were awesome. I mean, it was like, oh my God. I was sitting there looking at this guy going, he is all over these receivers. And we're talking about a 6'3" corner. So I expect they would sign him. I mean, he looked great. I mean, he really did look good. The third guy is Steve Linton, the defensive end from Baylor. They listed him at 6'3", 248, but I'll tell you, the guy looked more like 270. I mean, he was big. He looked like a big kid. But
if you're a defensive lineman, free agent defensive lineman, like undrafted, you come to the Niners. I mean, seriously, you come to the Niners.
I might see if I can show you some highlights of this guy. This guy is really intriguing. Steve Linton. Have you ever heard of that guy?
No.
I mean, most people haven't, I don't think. He really is. He's like kind of a rangy edge rusher with long arms and a great first step. Deep drive. Is it fair or foul?
Jeez, he ripped the hell out of that. Foul.
It's foul.
Lucky. Yeah, at any point, Bob, that you want to get somebody up for the 4th consecutive batter, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, I know he's at what? Probably 70 pitches or something, but my God, he just.
Are we playing a doubleheader at Coors Field tomorrow that I don't know about? What are we doing here?
Plus, you're off an off day. Like, everybody's rested. I don't know. He just he's at 70 pitches, which I understand that, but you're down 3-0 with 1 hit. You can't give anything else up. You know.
Let's see if I could find.
And he doesn't look great. You got some video on this dude or what?
Yeah, I got some video. I got a combine video, and then we'll show the combine video. Why not?
Boy, that was so close. Look at that thing that just hangs. Well, right off of Bailey.
Steve,
how easy that is for him.
Steve,
look at you. You have this on. You have this in your computer. Look at you, man.
No, I'm playing this actually. It's probably going to tag me.
I get that all the time. Just clip that out.
I'll have to clip that out here. Here he is at the combine, though. Now, here's this little drill.
The umpire got it in the face, too, there. Wow.
Pretty athletic guy.
Well, he does look long.
Oh, he is.
Looks really long.
Let's see if we can find a better highlight.
Looks taller than 6'3".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On his bend there.
Let's see if I can get a better highlight, because he.
We're not missing anything in the game, by the way. The ump got whacked. Looked like Bailey got hit, but
the ump got whacked.
Yeah, I mean, he got
dead.
Yeah, he's checking if he's got all his teeth. He's doing one of these. My teeth. It looked like Bailey got the worst of it, but barely not.
Okay, you gotta. Let's. Here we go. Here's a little better Steve Linton highlight package. I think you guys will like this. Make sure the sound is down. Here he is from Baylor.
Is that him right there? 10?
Yeah, he's pretty beastly, man. Look at that guy.
That was like a Jadeveon Clowney one right there.
This guy's this guy plays pretty fast.
Dude, if I was an undrafted free agent and I was a defensive lineman, I'd come to the Niners. See, they'd list him at 6'4", 242. But I mean, still,
I would say he looks about 6'4", low 260s. That's what he looks to me. But either way, I mean, look at the long arms,
he's
though.
Fast.
Yeah, and look at the speed and the closing ability. Now here he comes blitzing off the edge. Look at the speed on the full run up.
See, but that's what the Niners do. I mean, when you're going wide 9, then you get a run up, kind of like that.
Steve Linton. Here he is on the line of scrimmage, setting the edge, throw that guy away and make the play.
See, if you're going to make the Niners, you better be able to do that.
Disruptive snap quickness to make plays in the backfield. Length, speed, potential will be intoxicating.
He looks more than 6'3". I mean, that's what they listen to about 6'3".
Yeah, 6'3" or 6'4".
Yeah, he looks long.
Interesting guy. He looked really, really good today. Running around out there. I mean, it's like you can see because certain guys stand out, and he absolutely stood out. Corey Kiner stood out. This Jordan Watkins looked pretty good. The receiver. A lot of people banged.
I like
on
that
Niners
pick. No, I like that
Jordan
pick.
Watkins.
I think people are
He's
wrong.
not a return guy, but you know what?
They got about 8 return guys. They're fine.
You're going to need some receivers, and he's a pretty good one.
Oh, plus, again, it's about matching your team. And by the way, the 2 outs here in the what are we in the 6th right now? 3-0 Twins, and what looks like UCLA or the Royals with the yellow, but it's the Twins. Oh, it's our friend Carlos Correa.
What could have been?
Exactly. No, they needed speed. So you look at your wide receiver core and you go, okay, what do we got? And I didn't mind this pick at all. Dude ran a 4.37. I mean, that's not everything, but he was productive at Ole Miss. You're in a good conference. Ole Miss has had some really good receivers come into the league. A guy named DK Metcalf, a guy named AJ Brown. I mean, they've had some guys come in here. He's got really good speed. That's what they're missing. They tried with Danny Gray. They've tried with some guys, but they need a vertical threat, the 49ers, and they don't have one. Yeah. And they need some run after the catch ability now that Debo's gone. And Debo really wasn't a run after the catch last year, but I mean, they need somebody like that. So I don't have a problem with that pick. I didn't of all, I'm looking at some of the picks, but that wasn't one I thought was a bad one. I thought it was a good one. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, that to me makes sense. I want to see if I can find a little James Burgess highlights though, but this guy's really intriguing, this corner. I mean, you don't see, it's amazing to me what happens with the NFL draft, how some guys just, for whatever reason, just disappear. They just don't, it's like, if you don't go to the right school or whatever, that's it. You don't have the right workout, the right scout.
Nice play by Chapman, by the way. Ooh, nice play in the inning. No, I agree with you. I mean, John Lynch said this during the pre-draft press conference, and he said it the other day. What was it with Chris Sims and our good friend Ahmed Fareed? He talked about the transfer, and if you're not transferring now, it's like, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you want to challenge yourself? All that kind of stuff. It's tough. But although I will say the transfer portal makes it so that let's say a guy dominates and then he has to learn a whole new playbook, it does say that, can he come in? Can he change? Can he still be effective on this team? Like, I actually think it gives the NFL scouts a little bit more to work with.
Look at this guy right here, James Burgess, John. This is the corner from Alabama State.
That's a big dude, huh? You say 6'3"?
6'3.5", something like that.
That's some Apple phone cam right there.
Yeah.
You know he went to Alabama State. That ain't Alabama. That ain't Alabama.
This is CBS.
Yeah, that's like the fourth CBS game. What is that?
Look at that one.
Sports Network, whatever. You know, they got some intern kid calling that game.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's some iPhone work.
Can't see the quarterback. Here we go. Man. Oh, look at that. It's a hell of a pick.
Dude, if you're 6'3", though, I remember Seattle had those guys. I mean, Browner was 6'3", Tariq Woolen, Reek. He's 6. I mean, you get guys like that who, if they've got movement skills, 6. I mean, you're long, man. Okay, Willie Adames, let's go. Get some runs on the board. This is ridiculous.
3-0, 3-0 Twinkies.
Plus, Paddack's only thrown 59 pitches. We're in the 7th inning. They're not even working him.
Willie Adames work. Gigantic.
Oh, that was a hanger. Come on, bro. Hanger. All right, popped out.
Jeffers makes the catch.
God, their best scoring chance was Adames hit a foul home. They originally called it a home run in the first inning, and then they called it back. That's as close as they've gotten.
Okay, so you never lived in Minneapolis. So some of my friends who I know who live there have like these killer decks that have these electronic bug screens that like cover the entire screen. And when I first saw it, I thought cool, and then I thought, no, that ain't cool. And then that means you got, it's gigantic,
dude.
Everything everywhere.
I lived in.
What's the worst bug city you've lived in?
God. Oh, by far, I got a great story. First of all, I lived in Detroit, and it's awful, and it's kind of like there. But I lived in Dallas, and we had a beautiful house there and everything. And I came home early, and my wife at the time. She was going to be back the next day, and I'm so stupid. I had forgotten my keys. She had my keys, so I couldn't get in the house. But I thought, you know what? I got to be at work tomorrow. I got to do a show in the morning. I'll just sleep outside in the back because we had like lounge chairs and stuff, and it was late. It was like 1 a.m, and I got up at like 6 or 7 anyway. So I'm like, I'll just sleep back here for 4 or 5 hours. I'll jump in the pool, which is disgusting, but still, I'll jump in the pool. I got my luggage with me, put a little stick, throw on something, throw on a hat. I'll be fine. Dude, I laid outside in Dallas in the summer. I got just absolutely crushed by bugs, so much so that I called and I said I couldn't come into work. They bit like the inside of my ears, mosquitoes, like inside of my ears. I was mosquitoes head to toe with mosquito bites inside my ears, like everywhere, all over my arms. They crushed me in the middle of the night.
What did it feel like?
Me. Well, at the time, you're passed out, so I didn't even really notice. Like every once in a while, you'd like kind of hit your ear, like But I mean, seriously, I woke up with hundreds of mosquito bites on myself. It was because of the humidity and everything. It was brutal, just brutal. And it was like, and I told people about, I told the story on the air, and people were just like, "Are you a freaking moron?" And I had lived in Dallas at the time, like 6 months. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't want to break a window.
What did you not do that you should have done?
Well, I could have just broken a window and been in my house, but I didn't really want to do that. We probably had some spray or something in the backyard. We had suntan oil. You have a basket with stuff in it, And I just was like, it's 1 a.m. I'm exhausted. I've been traveling all day. I'm going to sleep for 4 hours, in my backyard. I'll just jump on, I'll grab a blanket or something. And I'll go on the, lounge chair back here. I'll just sleep for 4 hours or go into work.
Hey, look at this. Look at this.
There we go. Get out.
Chapman. Good night. Here we go.
Solo job. Solo job. That's all right. We'll take it. We'll take a solo job. So what do you at? 3-1 here? And our second hit, 418 feet at 107.5 mph. There we go.
We go get my hazy IPAs out of the fridge.
Right. I gotta pour some in here. Let's go. All right, everybody raise one up to Matt Chapman. We took a drink for the hit. And now they're down 3-1 in the 7th inning. Bottom of the pint. John Lund, Larry Kruger, thanks for joining us. Maybe this will jumpstart things. I mean, for the love of God, it's Chris Paddack. It's not like Nolan Ryan's on the mound here. It's not like Frank Viola's on the mound here. Give me a Burt Blyleven. Give me a Twins pitcher. Ryan obviously wasn't. Blyleven, Viola. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Wilmer. All right. Cheers. So 3-1. Bottom of the 7th, 2 out. Come on, Wilmer, roll it, man. Let's make this interesting. At least get within a run here. Let's go. I just can't get over this Twins things. Plus, Paddack's got like these big yellow stirrups. Like they don't match anything. You didn't know who they were playing. Unbelievable. It's terrible. Man. All right, Wilmer, let's do this. Let's see what you got. Yeah. All right. People are probably ahead of me on this whole thing. They probably know. Yeah, they're making Paddack look like Cy Young out here. I know. It's ridiculous. Like, dude, for his career, I'm not looking it up, but he's probably like high 4s maybe for his career, mid 4s for his career. I mean, come on. Let's go. Struck him out. All right, they get run. They get 1. All right, we'll be all right. They get 1. You know what they look like? I just popped. They look like the St. Louis Blues. If you've decided, you know what, not going to do Apple TV. I'm pissed off. I'm not going to watch it. It looks like they're playing the St. Louis Blues, and that's what their color scheme looks like. And I know that they're honoring their 10,000 lakes, but I mean, how cool would it be if they got like a really cool graphic guy and you actually put like lakes and stuff on there and everything, made it really, really cool. I mean, they could do that, right? They could do something. Yeah, I'm doing some Pilsners, and I'm not doing anything too heavy. Probably the heaviest thing I have. I do have a hazy IPA sitting right here that's probably a 6. I got another IPA that's probably a 6. So, I started out with I did a Corona in a can, and then I just did a Stella. So those are lower. But yeah, I got some heavy artillery here. Oh, that's a nice call by you right there. Those are good. You're going to enjoy that. That's one you shouldn't even chug. It's so good. Like really, it would almost be a shame to probably, to chug that IPA, that hazy IPA you got right there.
The entire show is a shame. The entire the whole thing, the entire night is a shame.
It is a shame, but still, I'm just saying, like, that's a nice beer you got right there. That's not some cheap ones like I do. I just buy a bunch of Coronas and chug them.
Oh, look at this. The foam's gone over. Run over. That's all right.
Wilmer Flores didn't do us any favors while you were gone. He struck out. So 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 right now. So, and Chris Paddack, somebody said Chris Paddack looks like Cy Young. He does. I mean, come on. Chris Paddack first career. Somebody look it up. Chris Paddack. My
wife's homemade pizza doesn't now it looks a little flat. So does it not?
No, I don't know, man. Is it crispy? Is it crispy? Yeah, it's got some, got a little crisp to it. Was it just cheese? What'd you have on it?
Oh yeah,
I don't want to get you in trouble.
It's just mushrooms and nothing good.
You know what? You're gonna get in trouble, man.
It's a total hell.
Even if your wife's cookies bad, you gotta say it's great.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. It's the greatest pizza I've ever had.
Oh, she's trying to keep you healthy, so she's put like vegetables only. It's a veggie only pizza.
Oh no, this is not even for me. I stole this. This is from my sons. My dinner is.
Whatever you walk in and
I'm getting a tuna salad.
Yeah, that's no good.
That's not good.
That is no good. Let's see. I'm trying to look. All right. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up on seeing what's going on here. Okay. Finally. Oh, Kyle Harrison. Okay, this will be good. I have not seen Kyle Harrison pitch since he came back up. Well, he is gassing it, man.
It's throwing hard.
95 right out of the gate. So, I've always thought just because Harrison really only has 2 effective pitches and the arm angle is, a little bit like Bumgarner. And even if he's throwing 95 to batters, it seems like 97, 98. I think Harrison's long-term future might be in the pen because he can be really like if he could go balls out for a couple innings or an inning, he'd be really tough, because he could probably, if he was a reliever or a short inning reliever, he could probably hump it up there close to 100. Like if he's throwing 95, 96 right now, he could probably go 97, 98. I mean, and with that deceptive delivery, then that's bringing it.
That's a great call. If he had the command, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I'll tell you who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Kevin Rogers. The Giants had a lefty in 1993 named Kevin Rogers who threw smoke at the time. Not this hard, but he threw 95. Lefty, power lefty, and they used him like not as a closer, not as an 8th inning guy, more of like a 6th inning, 7th inning guy.
Right.
Dusty had him in his pen with Mike Jackson, Dave Burba, Jeff Brantley, Brian Hickerson, and the closer was Rod Beck. Well, you had
they're having a hard time picking him up. I mean, that was I missed what that last pitch was, but you could just tell by the swing that he just they missed that. He just wasn't picking it up, and that's what I mean is, I like Kyle Harrison, and hopefully he can be an effective starter. But man, he doesn't have the repertoire of pitches, and he can be hard to pick up. He's nasty. He's throwing really hard. He could be a good short inning guy. I mean,
or he could be trade bait.
Right now, incredible trade bait. Is jacked right now.
He might be incredible trade bait.
That's a good call. They need a first baseman so badly.
They need a hitter.
Yeah, that's a good call.
This guy's young. He's talented. He's got the pedigree. I don't know though. I kind of like him in the bullpen. Also, I don't like trading young lefties who throw this hard.
Yeah,
as a rule.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's pretty good. I don't know, man. It seems like, as a starter, he just doesn't have enough. But I mean, like right now, his first couple weren't good to Bader. But I mean, come on, man, challenge Harrison Bader. He didn't do anything to you. But I mean, it just seems like guys don't pick him up. And if he can do short inning stints, and he's throwing this hard, it's like, if he can just let it loose, and guys have a hard time picking it up, even for him, 95, 96 probably seems like high 90s. Just the way that, I mean, you can just see it the way hitters react. Like, damn, where's that ball coming from?
I wish Harrison would trust his stuff a little bit more. I mean, just put it over the plate. I mean, he just trusted his stuff on the last pitch, but I mean, he nibbles too much.
Well, especially against a guy like this. I mean, Harrison Bader is not threatening.
Throwing 96 miles an hour. Stop nibbling.
Yeah, and he's behind. I mean, it's 3-2 right now, but that last pitch, I mean, Bader was behind it. Like, just challenge the dude. By the way, while you were gone, I figured it out. They look like the St. Louis Blues. I mean, it's just like it's so ridiculous the way they look. This color combination is not working. And if you wanted to do the land of 10,000 lakes, man, you could do these cool graphics and like, come on, let's go. All right, Kyle.
Somebody told me it's a great place to live, Minnesota.
No thanks. Snow's like 5,000 feet everywhere. Yeah, too cold. That's not for me.
Oh, come on, that's right down the pipe. Jesus, he got squeezed.
You gotta challenge it. See, they gotta have the challenge. I mean, come on, that's a strike.
It's right down.
You know why Bader took that pitch? Because he just knew there was nothing he could do with it. Like he's like, that pitch? What, are you kidding? No way. Come on, throw that again.
Right down the middle.
God. I will say, I mean, I'm not listening to the game. I'm just watching it. So I know a lot of people get pissed off because it's not Krueg and Kipe. But the one thing is, I want to, like, a pitch like that on a 3-2, like, you got to show the replay on that, man.
We're getting close to our 21 super.
Oh, very nice.
Fuji Simeon says, chug for the first American Pope from Chicago. He's a White Sox fan. How about that?
That's a good call. That's a great call, by the way. How have we gone this long? No American Pope. It's amazing. I don't want to get into politics, but I'm shocked they elected an American anything.
Oh, he stole second off Bailey. We got this one from Christian Sanchez. Larry, thank you for getting into baseball. I wasn't a fan at all. Now I can't stop watching. Salute from Las Vegas.
Where do you live in Las Vegas, Salute? I have some friends in Las Vegas.
No, he's
Summerlin's nice. Henderson's nice.
His name's Christian. He's saying salute is like
salute. I get you.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Christian Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. I got you. I mean, he's in Vegas, right?
He's in Vegas.
I was in Vegas like 2 weeks ago.
Were you?
It's so amazing. I mean, it's just, it's fantasy land.
How many days were you there for?
We were there for 3 days, which was too much. And you know what's funny? Paulie Mack was there at the same time. I didn't even know it. And then, Crow, and I was like, he was the old program director of KBR, and I had lunch with him, and he goes, yeah, I just had lunch with Paulie Mack. I go, where's he at? And he goes, he's down on the Strip. I go, I'm down on the Strip. Like, where the hell is he? He was down there seeing Dead and Company. We were just down there because my wife had something going on. And so we went out. I didn't even realize Vegas had suburbs. I know they had Henderson.
What's Vegas weather like right now?
It's hot this week, but when we went there, it was like in the mid 70s. Mm-hmm. We go and visit some friends, and it's pretty amazing down there. Like now, I've probably been to Vegas 50 times.
Yeah,
it was like maybe the second time I've been off the Strip, and the only reason why I went off the Strip the first time was during the Super Bowl, and I had to go out to the Niners headquarters or the hotel to pick up my media passes. That's the only time I've ever been to Vegas and not been on the Strip. But it's nice, man. They got some stuff going on. Yeah.
Did you guys go out to dinner? Any spots?
Oh yeah.
Like when
we
so
went to.
I don't know if I told you this, but one of our Kev and I during football season started doing a Wednesday night call-in show.
Oh, nice.
And the call-in shows are the best, right? You get people calling in. Big Mo Easy called in from Vegas. Right. And Big Mo's like, man, if the Niners go to the Super Bowl, it's in Vegas, I'm going to take you guys out. We're like,
that's right.
If the Niners make it to the Super Bowl, we're coming out, Big Mo. We get out there. Niners make the Super Bowl, as you know.
By the way, you blew away real Vegas. Lewis. Nice job. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Didn't mean to break it up.
No, that's all right. And Big Mo Easy gets us a reservation Super Bowl week at the Golden Steer Steakhouse.
Oh yeah,
in Vegas.
That's great.
Which
spot.
is like
classic
old Vegas steakhouse. Amazing Caesar salad, amazing steaks, amazing prime rib, Cherry's Jubilee. I mean, the whole did it up fat, huge dinner. Me, him, Kev covered the entire thing.
Come on, are you serious?
Big Mo's like, I'm
now,
covering
Did he tell you before or after he was going to cover it? Because the thing is like
he told me he was covering it the entire time, and then when
that's nice.
When we got
did you
there,
take advantage of it, or you're like, okay, I'm going to be cool and not.
Well, because I said, he's like, no, Big Mo wanted to go big. I mean, he wanted to order everything.
I got one for you. I got a Super Bowl one for you too. Because remember when we were in New Orleans and we were at competing radio stations, and we're hanging out, and Rick Bucher says he's going to buy the dinner in New Orleans. You were there.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there, and it was a Friday
night. Threw down
night.
his card for like a dinner for like 25.
So he tells us at the end, though, but because that's a professional move, because I was like, if I'd have known Buke was like, throwing down the card, I'd have been like, we'd have been drinking like high-end, Hennessy. We'd have been having desserts. He did a smart thing. He goes, yeah, I got everybody. But what was so funny about it was the rest of us went out on the town in New Orleans, and Rick went to get tailored suits done in his hotel room. And we're like, where are you going? He's like, I'm getting tailored suits done. We're like, get out of here. Bottom of 7, by the way, 3-1.
What's he doing now?
Yeah, I know he works for
radio.
Fox.
Was not his thing, man.
No, it was not.
He's a good guy. I don't mind saying
he is a good guy. He's a really good guy. But I remember we were in a meeting one time, and he missed. Very good guest. He misread the room one time so badly. We're radio guys. We're not making $1 million. We're doing okay. We're making a living, but we're not making millions of bucks. Like, Bucher used to be the big ESPN NBA insider, like Shams, those guys now. And so I don't know what the question was or something like that, but it was something about like something valuable or something like that. And Bucher in this meeting holds up his wrist, and he's got a Rolex on it. And the rest of us are like, get out of here, man. Like, read the room, bro. It's a bunch of radio guys. You got your Rolex. Like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
But that was extraordinarily cool, because that was probably a $2,200 bill, something like that. Well, there was 25 of us.
Oh my God. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Oh my God. It was
the entire 95.7 The Game station.
Oh, that's right.
Townie.
Oh, yeah, a little Townie there.
Craig, you.
Oh, yeah. That thing was insane. You're right.
And
we were in New Orleans. We're drinking. I mean, it was it was not cheap. There's no doubt. Yeah, it was not cheap. Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, we've done a lot of Super Bowls. God, Vegas was. I got to be honest, man. I'm sure they'll bring it back there. Vegas nailed it. I mean, that's a party town. That's a convention town. They know what they're doing. That was.
I loved it.
That was top notch.
It was cold. It was cold. I'll say that.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? That week. It was not good weather.
It's kind of cold too. That's like it was like 40 all day. So it's like you needed a jacket no matter where you went outside. But we went to Damon Bruce is like, hey man, my buddy Stefan's going to take us to dinner at the W inside the Wynn Hotel, which is like the steakhouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Good call.
And so it was me and Kev and Damon and this guy Stefano and this other guy. And that place was unbelievable. I mean, it was one of the greatest dinners we have ever had. It was just Vegas. Vegas is just,
Yeah, it's no joke.
it's
I mean,
fun.
there's no doubt. I mean, you know what's amazing about it is like at night it feels like it's New York. You know, New York, like Vegas, it's so big and there's so many good restaurants and so much good stuff. And then like you wake up in the morning and you open up your curtains and like you're in the middle of the desert and there's a city and then there's nothing. I mean, they do have suburbs, like I said, I was out there, but it's so funny because you're in New York or whatever, or San Francisco, and it's like buildings and buildings and buildings, and then you're in Vegas and it's like you feel like you're at the epicenter of everything in the universe, and you wake up and you're in the middle of a desert. It's just the wildest thing ever, man.
Oh, I know.
It is, because the food and the, you know what I mean, and the entertainment and the things that are there, and then you're like, you drive 3 miles out of town and you're in the middle of nowhere, man. It's wild.
Oh, Fuji Simeon says almost 40 games in. What are your grades for the Giants?
Good call, because that's your quarter poll, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving the Giants a freaking A. I mean,
no doubt.
They're hanging around. They're playing good ball. They're battling back in this thing.
Go. Ramos with a rip.
Ramos with a rip there in the 8th. So I mean, it's they're in a really tough division. They're I would have liked to have seen the Giants spend more money on their team this year, but whatever. As far as the team themselves, I like what I'm seeing. They're fighting. They're playing good ball. The rotation's pretty solid. The bullpen's really, really talented. You've got some nice surprise players in the lineup. I like it. I mean, I still would like to see them get one more really dangerous 3, 4, 5 bat, and maybe one more front end starter that could start in a short series. But if you could get those two pieces, and the Giants, for the first time in years, there's been a lot of years where we could talk about trading for stuff, but they had nothing to trade. Now they actually have assets in the minor leagues, thanks to Farhan, sadly, that they could trade. So they have the wherewithal to add the pieces that they need to get to October. And I would treat this year the way Sabian treated 97, the way Al Rosen treated 93, or 87, I should say. Be aggressive. If I'm the general manager, if I'm Buster, if I'm Manasian, I'm going to see if I can be aggressive and add a couple of pieces, because you don't know when you're going to be there. They're trying to reestablish the Giants' kind of standard and the level they play at, and kind of define this new regime. There is no better way to define a new regime than to make it to October.
Yeah, and my thought is, and first of all, Lamont Wade Jr. is up with Ramos at first base, and they're down 3-1, 2-0 count. If Ramos hits a home run, or excuse me, if Wade Jr. hits a home run here, I'll chug an entire beer. If he ties the game, dude, what are you looking for? 94 down the pipe. And that's Wade's problem. That's Wade's problem in a nutshell, right there.
He's a low ball guy. He wants to fire the hands low, and that was a little above.
It's a 2-1 pitch, and it's right there. Like, dude, that's the best pitch you're gonna see.
He's not even like, most lefties are down and in.
Yeah,
he's just down and center, because
you're right.
If you can put it low across the plate, this guy will golf it out.
So if he does, then I'll.
The high pitches,
it's probably
he's
not.
He's got to lay off the high pitches.
Yeah, he does, and he tried to elevate a little bit more. So it's a 3-1. Look, this is a Lamont Wade, an old Lamont Wade Jr. at bat. Maybe he gets on. They're down 2 runs.
You're a pitching coach,
still only throwing 82 pitches. So
you gotta tack this guy. If you walk this guy, it's bad.
Yeah,
there you go. Oh, fly ball. Too much climbed up the bat. Looked like he was going to hit it out.
Yeah.
Climbed up the bat a little bit, fly out to right. Lamont Wade's frustration continues.
As far as the Giants go, look, it's got to be an A. Nobody expected the kind of start that they've had, but I'm with you 100%. Like, we just saw it from Lamont Wade Jr. They've got an out of bat, and they may have to do it early because of the way that he's hitting, or lack thereof. He's hitting about $150. You usually don't. I mean, I remember. Last year, like we talked about, Arise got traded early to the Padres. Billy Beane on July 4th traded Addison Russell for Jeff Samardzija, if you remember that stuff. But it normally just doesn't happen. But they can't wait till the end of July. They can't let Lamont Wade Jr. flop like this to the end of July. So they've got to do something. But that's what you got to. That's the grade. It's an A, absolutely. This is the toughest division of baseball. It's not even close, and they're hanging right in there. And here's the thing that you got to be optimistic about. I mean, Wade Jr. can't be this bad, right? Willie Adames hasn't really gotten going. Matt Chapman hit a home run, but he really hasn't gotten going. I think Verlander can be a little bit better. I mean, the pen's been pretty much lights out. Robbie Ray is really starting to come around. There's still room for improvement on this team. Fitzgerald's going to come back, get healthy. He was just starting to get going, which was kind of a bummer that he got hurt, but because he was just starting to get going. But I don't think they've reached their ceiling, and they're playing really good baseball. So I think they're going to be in this thing. But you're right; they've got to get like a first baseman whose contract runs out either this year or next year, like a short-term guy, because Bryce Eldridge isn't going to be ready. So you can't just sit there and go Wade to Eldridge. That's not going to happen. Wade just hasn't been good enough, and you can't have a $150 guy in your lineup and then Patrick Bailey, who you're going to keep because he's such a great defender. You can't have 2 or 3 guys who are automatic outs. Because you're going to start playing some of the tougher teams. They're just not going to allow that. You're not going to be able to do that.
Juan Mendoza says, on my way back from Mexico, enjoying the content.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you, Juan. Fuji Simeon says, does Purdy deal get done prior to training camp? Absolutely. It gets done by the 27th of the month. That is the first day of phase 3 of OTAs. That's the first time they'll be on the field in the OTAs with the installs. I think Brock Purdy's contract is done then. I think the contract's done now. I think they just haven't announced it yet. I think he'll be there on the 27th when they hit the field for OTAs.
I couldn't agree more. I think that the fact that he's being around and all these kind of things, the national guys are saying what they're saying. Here's the one thing, and you and I have had this discussion so many times. They're not debating over money anymore. It's way beyond the fact of, is he worth this? Is he worth that? Are they going to pay him? The national media is pretty lazy. It's not that. It's what you just said. They're dotting I's, crossing T's. It's when you're getting paid, how much you're getting paid. What does the guarantee check say? What are the injury protections? All those kind of things. Those are really complicated things and worth a lot of money. They're not. I don't even think they're battling over money right now. And if they are, it's just it's a little bit as far as just how far they're off, but they're not off far. So they're dotting I's and crossing T's at this point. I think so.
The skills report says Matty Ice is reserved for Matt Williams, but Matt Chapman can be Matty Chill or Chappy Chill.
Nice. I like it.
Wait, was Matt Williams Matty Ice?
I always thought Matt Ryan was Matty Ice. That was always it.
Yeah, no, it was Matt Ryan. I don't think Matt Williams was Matty Ice. Matt Williams was
was right down the middle.
Matt Williams was
get pissed.
The big Marine. That's what they called Matt Williams.
See, that's the problem with it. Look, Bailey's a great defender, but that ball was right down the pipe, and he popped it to left.
He's not a hitter.
Fuji
Simeon says, has John Fisher broken ground in Vegas yet?
Nah. And that's the one thing, the friend of mine that I had dinner with, he knows all this kind of stuff. They don't even want the A's. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know that they're ever going to make it there because they haven't, there's a lot of politics still involved in that whole thing. Vegas doesn't want them. They love that. What's amazing, Krug? I was down there and the Knights were playing, right? And it's because, the shooting and all that kind of stuff and the players got into the community. They love the Knights. And they're in the middle of the desert. So I'm sitting there and I'm at a bar. I'm at a sports bar and I go, hey, man, the Warriors are playing. And I go, could you put the Warriors playoff game on?
Right.
And the guy put like a corner set for me at the bar and all the rest of them were Knights. So like the Vegas Knights game, they love the Vegas Knights. They're not really into the Raiders yet. I don't know what the A's are going to do. There's 162 games and you got to put 81. You're going to put people in there in 81 in a city in which there's so much to do. Do you think the guys are going to, people in general are going to walk into an A's? Hey, I'm in the entertainment capital of the world, but let me go see the A's play. I don't see it working, man.
It would have to be an amazing stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what Vegas is, right? Like I got like the Sphere. Like I got to see that stadium, right? Like, do you think that's what John Fisher is going to do? Think John Fisher is going to build this like Taj Mahal baseball park? He's not. Like, and so people are used to like, the Sphere and like all these cool things. And it's like, the A's have no connection to Vegas. They've got a nice young team. You got to be honest. I mean, especially offensively, they've got a nice bunch of nice young players. So maybe it times out for them that they've got all these nice players at that time and they're actually winning. So that will bring people in. But I mean, we've all been to Vegas a lot of times. I'm not there to see baseball games. I'm there to bet on baseball games, but I'm there to see all sorts of entertainment. And I turn to my wife and I go, "Hey, let's go see a ball game." And she'll look at me like, "Are you insane? We're not going to some baseball game in Vegas." I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to work.
It's going to be a tough sell. Food. I mean, the NFL is one thing, but it's indoors.
Totally different.
Indoors.
I've been to a handful of Raiders games. The Niners, obviously, and then we were at the Super Bowl and all that. But in terms of just Raiders games, look, man, it's 75% the other team. And I used to do pre-half and post for the Raiders. That's a different deal, man. I was friends with the guys in the black hole. There is no black hole there. There's a big, as we all know, there's a big like nightclub on one side, and then there's normal people on the other. There is no black hole. There is no home field. Like, it's people wanting to go to Vegas. They're playing the Eagles. And I mean, it's just, the Niners, when the Niners are there, they just absolutely
you dominate.
Own the place. They own the place, man.
It's a vacation. It's an NFL vacation spot.
It is. Like, I don't know what is going to happen. But that's,
I love it for the Super Bowl. I would love.
Oh, it was incredible. But I mean, there's only 17 games. So you've only got to sell out 8, and the other team's going to go and do that. But it's not like, okay, I'm a Yankees fan. Like, I might go see a game, like, the Yankees and the A's in Vegas. I might do that, but it's not like the destination. It's 109,000 degrees out. So I'm not clamoring to go to Vegas either in the summertime where it's 9,000 degrees outside. I mean, are they making that thing a dome, or is this going to be like a roof on it? What are they doing?
Well, it looked to me, the renderings I saw looked like kind of a half dome, but how's that going to work?
They have to have it indoor. They have to have it indoor. Like, I've been at Diamondback games where it's 105 outside, and it's like you just wouldn't go to a game. It's like, I'm not sitting in 105 heat.
You die.
There's no way.
Yeah,
so they've got to have it. And I don't think John Fisher, he ain't doing it right. No chance.
They ought to stay in Sacramento. They ought to build them a stadium in Sacramento.
I went up there. It wasn't, it wasn't horrible. It felt like spring training. I went to a game, the third game of the year against the Cubs. It was really weird to see it like a major market team like the Cubs in a minor league park, but it was okay. But it felt like spring training. Bunch of people sitting on the lawn. It was weird.
What was the score? Was it high scoring?
Oh my God. The Cubs beat them. I can't even remember what it was. Double digits, like 10-3
18-4 or something.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it was weird.
Fuji Simeon says there's better places. House of Prime Rib is for me. Have you ever been, John, to the House of Prime Rib on Van Ness Avenue?
You know what's funny is you probably saw this the other day. The only time I was there, I did an appearance on TV for like CBS, Channel 5 or something like that. And I went, and then I saw Matt Miyoko the other day. Miyoko went, and he was on with Radnich. And he said it was a 5-year-old or something like that, or maybe even a 10-year-old gift certificate that he found. And he went and they honored it. And he was on with Radnich. He was on with Radnich, and he took like pictures and everything of it, and he had his family and stuff, and they went to House of Prime Rib. But it's been, House of Prime Rib. Oh, it had to be. It's like 6 or 7 years ago. It was good.
Yeah, I took my wife.
Guy. I mean, I like it, but it's not like, it's not my favorite.
If you're going to a steakhouse, first of all, Damon had a wager with me, and I told him he was wrong. He said, well, let's bet a steak. I forget what it was, but he was wrong. So he owes me.
Of course he was.
Of course he was wrong. I said, dude, come on. Seriously, you going to bet me on this? Really?
He's like, yeah, steak?
No. Yeah, he owes me a steak dinner.
Dude.
Me and my wife a steak dinner. So where should we cash that in?
Mm-hmm. That's a great call.
Where some people were saying House of Prime Rib. I was thinking maybe Ruth Chris.
There's a Ruth Chris right in Walnut Creek that's really good. There's a place in San Francisco that's the bomb. I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head.
Fleming's
I went there for my birthday. Not Fleming's. It's not a. It's
Morton's,
not a chain. Morton's is good. Morton's when they bring the steak out. Oh, by the way, if you go to Vegas, it's part Vegas, part steak. There's a place called Papa Steak, PAPI Steak, and they come out and they make a big deal of it. And they have this gold suitcase, and they have the steaks in the suitcase, and you actually pick out your steak. It's wild. Hold on, Steakhouse, San Francisco. I got it. My wife and I went there. My wife lived in the city for like 14 years, and she takes me to this steakhouse every for my birthday, and I gotta remember it. Let me see here. What do we got? Okay,
what's your cut? If you're going to a steakhouse, what's your
good cut? Call. I like a filet. I mean, a New York is nice, but it could be iffy. But a filet is always good. filet, and I like Oscar style. They do like the crab with the asparagus on top and the hollandaise sauce, or like a béarnaise sauce is nice.
That's rich. That's decadent.
Oh, is it good? Oh, what do you go? What do you go with?
Well, it's funny. I took the boys to a different point of view in the Tepatello Cliff Hilton in Arizona, and it was this incredible steakhouse. And I went New York steaks there.
New York is nice. I gotta say,
I kind of like a perfectly cooked ribeye.
Ribeyes are nice. I mean, now that you're saying it, it's like, either ribeye or filet. I do like a ribeye, but fillets are
filet is pretty amazing.
But you're right. It's decadent. Like it almost feels like almost dessertish. I mean, fillets are so good.
I'll tell you what I couldn't believe.
I'm gonna have to summon to my wife because she takes me to this place.
I'll tell you the place I could not believe how rich this was.
Oh, Mastro's is good. Mastro's is a good spot in the city.
Lobster tail in drawn butter.
Oh, that's too rich for me.
Lobster tail is like
so rich.
It's so rich. It's hard to even explain.
Yeah, I like it, but like there's a lot of people who just love I'm not a huge. I mean,
people are really into the lobster tail.
Yeah. I can't find it. I'll have to hit her up. I'll have to ask her. There's a great spot in the city.
My buddy Chris Townsend and I went on a Cambiar remote in the 90s, and the girl who was in charge of booking our hotel booked us in the wrong whatever it was. It was nowhere near the stadium. We were like 35 minutes away. From the stadium.
Come on.
So Townsend, who's doing the morning show at the time, calls the program director and just starts bitching. He's like, "Are you going to call Agnew and bitch?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to bitch. I mean, I'm doing the night show. I'm lucky to just be here. Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "Nah, come on." So I go, "No, dude, you're doing the morning show. You call."
Yeah, you got to do it.
So he calls Agnew and he goes, "Hey, we're supposed to be staying right across the street at the blah blah blah, and we're at a Sheridan in Green Valley or something. We're way the hell out of it. I forget what something Valley, way far away. It was like 40 minutes." And Agnew goes, fuck. He's like, all right, look.
By the way, people who don't know him, you're nailing it. You're just nailing it. Yeah, it's awesome.
He's like, fuck. He's like, all right. Here's the deal. He's like, put Kruger on. So then I get on the phone and I'm like, Bob. He's like, this is the deal, Kruger. She booked you in the wrong spot. I don't want to hear any bitching about it. Go get go out to a nice steakhouse, send me the bill, and we'll just forget that she made this mistake. And I'm like, all right, no problem, Bob. He's like, have a good night. I'm like, all right.
That was the good old days of radio, right? Where they'd say, hey, we'll buy you a nice steak tonight to make up for it. Like nowadays, it's like,
me, I think it was Cyrus. Me, Cyrus, Townsend, and Lee J go to a Ruth Chris in Scottsdale. And they're like,
I know the one you mean. Yeah, I know.
Like, yeah, would you guys like any sides? We're like, yeah, we want all of them. And so they're bringing us mushrooms. They're bringing us garlic bread. They're bringing us asparagus. They're bringing us creamed corn. They're bringing us spinach. I got a country T-bone.
Oh, we got a little Luis Matos up. Okay.
It was so ridiculously fat. It was unbelievable.
And then you sent him the bill.
We got so plowed. It was the four of us. The bill was like $770.
Come on.
No, the bill was $770. So we get back.
Oh, and you send it to him.
I'm like, Townsend, you're gonna hand that to Bob. I'm not handing that to Bob. He's like, no. I'm like, yes, you're gonna hand it to him. And then all I remember is I heard Townsend walk into his office and he goes, $770 for dinner? What the fuck? He's like, all right, get out of here.
Hey, dude, it's a steak joint for 4 people. That's really not that bad. If you think about it, I mean, that's not egregious, really. I mean, I was thinking like $150 or more a piece. I mean, that's like what, $175 a piece, $350.
It was only $19.98 or something, so it might have been a little pricey.
Yeah,
but it was a little pricey. Fuji City.
Ninth inning, by the way, down 3-1. Matos at the plate.
Should Bailey stop switch hitting and focus on just hitting right-handed or just hitting left-handed?
He should just start hitting in general. I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
Remember when Pablo stopped? Didn't Pablo for a while just stop switch hitting? I was like,
JT Snow did.
That's right.
JT Snow was hit lefty and righty and then stopped hitting righty.
They got to figure something out because I love Bailey and he's a great defender, but he's on the verge of being like a Martin Maldonado, where it's like you're a really great defensive player, but we just can't afford it. We like the rest of the lineup. Like you've got to be a lineup that's just got a killer lineup, and then we can hit you ninth. And his first couple of years in the league, he was okay. Like 230 hitter, hit 8 home runs, whatever. You're so good defensive, but now it's gotten to the point where it's like with him and Wade at the bottom of the order, like they're automatic outs. Like you can't have that.
If I were the Giants, I would call up the Orioles and find out if you could give them a couple pieces to the puzzle. They got a Venezuelan catcher named Samuel Basallo, who's a lefty.
And they're struggling
who's
this year,
a really good hitter. And obviously Adley Rutschman is their catcher, right? I mean, he's their catcher.
Yeah.
And Basallo is a big 6'4", left-handed hitting, kid who's got a great stroke. Go get a guy like that and, let him catch a little bit, let him DH a little bit. But I would try to hold up Baltimore because Baltimore is going to be in it, but they need some help.
Yeah, they're at the bottom, and they're probably the most disappointing team in baseball right now. But look, I like Bailey. He's a great defensive player. Everybody loves him. All those kind of things. But the thing is that you can't hit 160, 170. Like you can't hit at that number. Even today, where batting average doesn't mean what it used to mean, you can't have the kind of at bats that he has. And it's the same thing with, look, Lamont Wade Jr. is not going to be around much longer, but Bailey is such a conundrum because, he'll like the other night.
Adames just struck out. First. Did you just see the Adames strikeout?
Yeah.
Look at this. This is the most embarrassing swing.
2 out in the ninth, down 3-1.
Look at this swing. What the heck is that?
That thing is.
That's awful.
Oh my! He missed that thing by 5 feet. I mean, that was a nasty pitch. I'll give him that. But God, dude, that was a horrible. I mean, really bad.
This is it. Who's this? Who's up now? Jung Hoo. Wait a second. We have to chug here. We have to chug. Do you think we got this one from MSQ? Do you think Eldridge and Wisenhunt come up this year? I don't think Eldridge comes up. I think Wisenhunt does.
Yeah, Wisenhunt's a good.
Fozzie says, "Take a shot, boys." Oh, wait a second. Jung Hoo. Deep fly.
I didn't get it.
Caught. Ball game.
Jeez. All right. I'll do a chug before we get out of here. Sorry, I just poured a horrible pour, but look at that beautiful hazy.
We'll both chug one.
Yeah.
Fuji Simeon, do A's fans eventually become Giants fans? Probably not.
No. My son's an A's fan through and through. No chance.
MSQ
now, that doesn't
says,
mean that's all of them, but
What is your Mount Rushmore for San Francisco Giants hitters and pitchers? It's Mays, McCovey, Bonds.
Yeah.
And
well, that's a tough one. The last one. Spada?
Probably Melot.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I mean, seriously,
for hitters,
that much the hitter Mount Rushmore for the Giants would rival any. I mean, I know the Yankees would probably have the best
Cepeda versus Melot,
right? Okay. But I mean, it'd be up there. I mean, think about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's incredible.
You're starting with Mays and Bonds. First of all, I don't know that there's a better 1-2. Period. You know what I mean? I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good.
And there's been others. I mean, Cepeda's a Hall of Famer.
That's a good call.
Pitcher-wise, I would say Carl Hubble, Christy Mathewson.
Ooh, wow. Look at that.
Juan Marichal.
Uh-huh. Would you put any modern guy in there? Because, I mean, you still got guys like Gaylord Perry, but then you got, See, the problem is that
maybe Madison Bumgarner.
Well, like Bumgarner, Lincecum, and Kane were almost like comets. Like they were really, really good, and then they were, you know what I mean? They didn't sustain over a long period of time.
I mean, if you could call your year, I might go like Billy Swift, 1993 or something like that.
Right.
It was amazing that year.
What is Heidi Watney wearing on her ears? Like, He's got like these giant headphones on. Like they have these earpieces that you can wear, you know. You don't have to wear like a gigantic pair of headphones.
I know. What the heck is that? She going?
I've never seen that, honestly.
She looks like she's like going skiing.
I know. It looks like it's like 1974 and they just came up with the device. Like I mean, seriously, she's got a giant pair. It's not like it's that loud in Minnesota, man. Like there was like
covering the entire side of her head.
Seriously, it was like there was like 10,000 people there tonight. It's not like it was that loud. My God, it's not the World Series.
Flemings in Palo Alto, Larry. Go to for Sarah. Alums.
I mean, there's a Flemings in Walnut Creek where you are. There's a Walnut. There's a.
I went to. I had dinner with
the Pack. Chris.
I had dinner when I was invited to by the NFL play or the college football playoff committee. So who was the guy? The guy who was like the chairman of the committee, Bill Hancock.
Oh, yeah.
I went out to dinner with Bill Hancock at the in Palo Alto at some Sundance Steakhouse in Palo Alto. It was good. It was me sitting there next to Stuart Mandel chopping it up.
No way. That's funny.
Yeah. We talked college football. This was in advance of the national championship coming to the Bay Area. It was like, oh, the national championship. I felt like saying, nobody gives a shit. You guys are going to find out. Fuji Simeon, you hear about the Red Sox turmoil with Devers? Well, Devers, they don't want to pull Devers off third, but
he doesn't want to play first. That's the problem is the Giants needed first baseman. Devers told the Red Sox he doesn't want to play first base.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't really help a whole lot.
That doesn't help.
Because he's either a DH or a third baseman. By the way, if I'm the Red Sox, it's like, you know how much we're paying you? You're playing first base. I'm not asking you to play first base. You're playing first base.
People are trade for Devers. This guy's like, Devers, hell no.
But the whole point is he won't play first. Like he's told the Red Sox he won't play first. That's the whole point. So you trade for him and go, you're going to play first. He's going to go, no, I'm not. I play third or I DH. Do you want to, what's his contract? Over $300 million? Do you want a $300 million DH? Yeah.
We got this one from Bebop Jones. Bone-in ribeye is the biz. All right,
that's a good one.
Here we go.
That's not a bad one.
This is our chug for
the
night.
Well, they lose 3-1. What are we cheering to?
We're not really cheering, but we did get
quicker recovery for Steph.
Well, now we had 20. Yeah, we had 21. We had a thing of. We said if we got 21 subs, that we would chug, and we're at 26. So we
owe them.
We'll give one final thought on the game as well as the Warriors coming up next. But here we go.
Here's to you. Oh, that was tasty. A little hazy IPA right there. It was very tasty. That wasn't good. That was a bad game. Usually it takes a minute to get some offense going in on the bottom of the pint, but come on. Tonight was ridiculous.
Come on. We're here. We're ready to do our part.
Exactly. We had beers ready and all sorts of stuff. Chug for the Pope from Chicago. That's amazing.
There you go.
So funny.
Big White Sox fan.
Oh my God.
All right. Warriors, are they done? Does Steph come back in this series?
Question,
I say Steph does not come back in this series, and the Warriors are done.
Yeah. They said today. I mean, there was hope that maybe they could be 2-2 and he could come back. But now they're saying Sham said today that he's not going to come back at least until Game 6. Hamstrings are different, man. It's not like his thumb or an ankle or a shoulder or something like that where it's like, okay, you can play with pain. It's just the thing grabs and you just don't know. And look, Steph's awesome. He's also 37. And if he's 23, he maybe comes back in this series, but he's 37. And we saw last night, like, it's a totally different ball game. I mean, I've never seen a game in which a team is so, I'm not going to say ill prepared, but Steve Kerr was like, it was the first game of the year. Like, let's just throw everything against the wall. They played 13 players in the first quarter. Like, they were just like, what can fit? What can fit? What can fit? It's like, let me get this straight, Steve Kerr. Love you, but you don't know this team well enough to know who could plug in. Like, you didn't have a plan. Like, if Steph Curry gets hurt, what do we do? If Draymond Green gets hurt, what do we do? If Jimmy Butler gets hurt, what do we do? Like, you don't have a plan. Like last night, the plan was like, let's just throw everybody against the wall. I got news for you. Don't need to see Moses Moody again. Don't need to see Pat Spencer again. Like, they didn't have any plan last night. And they had time to prepare. Like the plan was, let's give away game 2 and throw everything against the wall and see who can play in the playoffs. I mean, that was wild. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Like, look, Kuminga without Curry, when there's an open, it's almost like a I don't know, like a job description, and the job description was, hey, we need a scorer. Well, Jonathan Kuminga can do that. Like, he can't scrap, grab rebounds, do the things that maybe could have gotten him on the floor before, but like, I know Kuminga can score. I know this is a series for TJD because of his length and athleticism against their bigs. Like, why was Pat Spencer on the floor? Why was Moses Moody on the floor? Haven't we seen Moses Moody enough in these playoffs? I like the guy, but Jesus, like, do I really have to give everybody a trial last night? I don't know, man. They gotta figure it out.
They got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. There's no question. And right now they haven't figured it out. So, and Minnesota's got this, Edwards, and it just seems like Minnesota's going to win this series. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems that's the way it's going.
Well, and Edwards hasn't even played well yet. I mean, really. I mean, he really hasn't even played well, and they haven't really. I wouldn't say that they've played great. I mean, I think Julius Randle played well last night, and I think the Warriors just made a lot of mistakes. I mean, it was like, oh my God, Steph is out. A lot of turnovers, a lot of defensive lapses. Like, they've got to tighten their game up. Not only do other guys have to step up, but it was like, they have 20 turnovers last night? I mean, I don't care if you had Curry or not last night. You're not winning with 20 turnovers. It was silly.
Can't turn it over that much and expect to win.
Nah.
How about the moves today? The Niners officially cut Drake Jackson, and they also signed a couple offensive tackles, a couple veteran offensive tackles. The Niners did not go offensive tackle in the draft, but they went today with Andre Dillard, the former Eagle, and Nicholas Petit-Frere, the former Ohio State Buckeye, who was in Tennessee. What do you think? Drake Jackson cut, even though he's vowed that he was going to play this year, just like days ago. Didn't play at all last year. Played only 8 games in 23. Had a quad tendon and a knee injury and never could get back on the field. The Niners, by the way, I looked this up, in the 21, 22, and 23 drafts, the 49ers in those 3 drafts combined had 10 picks in the first 3 rounds. And what they have left from those 3 drafts, Jair Brown and Jake Moody.
God. And I'm not a Jair Brown fan. I think that he's got to be the free safety, and his speed severely limits what he can do. And I'm not a Moody guy. And you were down there. I mean, Brant Boyer looks like the dictionary definition of what a special teams coach is and should look like and should talk like. But he said that John Weeks was going to be the difference in giving Moody confidence. I'm like, what? Did Tabor Pepper not snap the ball well? I mean, so you're telling me that Jake Moody, seconds before the kick, was thinking, this long snapper sucks ass. Like, I can't make this kick. This long snapper's terrible. Like, I get it, man. You're trying to give the kid confidence, but you're telling me that the long snapper was the problem and not Jake Moody? I don't know. I'd like to see him get a veteran. Like, I know they brought in the Lou Groza Award winner from Louisiana Lafayette or whatever.
I stood next to him today. He's 250 pounds.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Oh my God. But like, I want him to bring in a real veteran that tells me that, you know what, like this job, we're not just handing you this job. Like, here's a veteran who's done it in this league. So get your act together. I like Brent Boyer, and I'm excited that he's here, and they needed to change special teams coaches. But the first thing I heard out of his mouth was, we brought in a 38-year-old long snapper because it's going to give Jake Moody confidence. I'm like, I don't remember Tabor Pepper screwing up many long snaps. That was Jake Moody, man. That was Moody's head. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a very short leash for Jake Moody, a very, very short leash. Otherwise, you just can't do that. You just can't go down this road again. All right, that is going to do it for us. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krueg Show. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. Johnny, is there anybody you want to thank on your way out the door?
No, but just thanks for everybody. Make sure that you hit us up. I'll be back tomorrow morning early at John Lund Unleashed on YouTube. And I just like you, I do a bunch of Warriors post games. In fact, we should just hook up, man.
Yeah.
Got all these different people doing post game shows. We might as well just hook up the post game shows and I'll do them together. But all of us are jumping around doing that stuff. But anyway, tune in, John Lund Unleashed on YouTube. And Krueg, I always appreciate you, man. I look forward to these Fridays and hanging with people and drinking some beers and talking some Giants. It's always a good time.
Well, Giants did not win tonight, so we're now 3-2 through 5 games. But I'm back tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm going to do a little Niner stream tomorrow morning, looking back at the rookie minicamp with Jake Hutchinson. So Jake Hutchinson was there.
I talked to him at what was it? One of the whatever it was right after the draft. Him and was it Dieter that did the draft thing?
Yeah, they did draft.
Those guys did a really nice job, man.
I mean, that's a lot of work. So Jake is pretty knowledgeable. He'll be stopping by tomorrow, and then I'm going to watch my my kid, a little Northgate Los Lomas.
Oh, nice
baseball.
Walnut Creek rivalry right there, right?
Little doubleheader at Los Lomas. Nice. So I'm going to be over there supporting my guys. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, for John, I'm Larry. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for hit like and subscribe on your way out the door. Thanks to all you guys for supporting both of our channels. Have a great night. Peace.
Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of.